Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are at today. I'm losing track of my days sometimes, being home all the time. So how is everyone? I hope you're doing well. This is actually not a regular live. It's not even something that I had on my calendar, but I'm jumping on because I think it's important that as a happiness coach, I share experiences and point out and show how I'm experiencing and living through these times in the situation with staying at home and coronavirus and all the things, right? Because like I said in the caption here, being a happiness coach is not about telling you or teaching you that you have to be happy, excited, and bubbly 100% of the time. It's actually about learning how to fully experience whatever emotions that come up for you, acknowledging them, experiencing them. Hello, Tamisha. And then learning how to make happiness your default state and get back to it every single time we get we get derailed a little bit. So on that, first of all, for those of you that are new or that are catching these videos for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Patty, and I am the happiness coach with a magical twist here at Blue Moon Manifestations. I specialize in helping you amplify your happiness, live life unapologetically on your terms, and achieve absolutely everything that you desire and more. I do this by showing you how to develop a resilient mindset, manifest intentionally instead of by default, and maintain this sense of happiness regardless of what is going on around you, and getting back to that. So with that being said, I want to share kind of about my day yesterday. The day was fine. The day was, I worked, I got online with people, had calls, and all that was normal. Nothing happened. But at the end of the day, the very end of the day, I ended up on a sad note, and it wasn't something that I saw coming or that I had been pushing aside for any length of time. But I think after dinner, so my boyfriend Eric and I were watching TV and all that good stuff. I had put my computer and devices away, so it was just there. But before wrapping things up and going to bed, I checked Facebook. And one of the stories that came across the top was a picture of my cousin, my dad, and my aunt. And they live about 5 or 6 miles from me, so they're not very far. But because of staying at home, I haven't seen them physically. I have talked to my dad several times. I talk to him pretty regularly on the phone, check in and see how everyone in that in their household is doing. And what the picture I saw was of them eating out on the patio, cooking out. They grill. My aunt has a very small kitchen that gets very hot when the weather is hot and cooking in there. So in the summer months, they do a lot of grilling and cooking out. And when I first moved back to California, I rented a room from her. So I lived there for the first few years that I moved back to California. And so I know that, right? I know kind of, what they were doing, hanging out, just kind of chilling on the patio, because I experienced that. And seeing that picture actually made me sad. And if I start to tear up, it's because I am still, I am definitely an emotional person, but it's not because I'm still sad. It's just, I tend to just, my tears do what it is. It's like a release valve. So I'll try to hold together, but I'm not going to force myself either. So I saw that picture, and it actually did make me pretty sad. And it didn't hit me right up front. First I know I liked it, the little heart, said, hey, good to see you guys. I miss you guys, all that, all that stuff. And then as I was winding down, when I was in the bathroom washing my face and brushing my teeth, that's like when the release valve opened. And I just started crying, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And at first I wanted to just like, okay, whatever, it's fine. But then again, I checked myself, I caught myself, and I was like, don't, if you need to cry, tell myself it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad and feel the sad. And so I sat there for a bit, kind of cleaned off my face, even though I had just washed it. And I just basically let the emotional valve open. And I kind of picture it like what the emoji looks like, with just the tears running down my face. I wasn't sobbing or anything of that nature, but I let my body also experience that vibration of being sad and missing my family. And so that's the part that really hit. It's like I've been doing so well. I've been doing so well with maintaining my work. I have a schedule. I get dressed every day. I still do work. I have people that I check in with. We have a morning check-in at 9 o'clock with some people every morning. So that part I've been doing very well with. And I like the being at home part. I like the part that I don't have to drive out in traffic anymore, that I don't have to deal with all that nonsense. I can absolutely plan my day the way I want it to go, and I can do things I enjoy. I have time to fit in my art journaling, which I did some of last night before watching TV. I can participate in online courses and actually attend, or trainings and attend, instead of having to watch the replays all the time. So that part of it, I am actually doing well. And I have talked about before that if you're doing well and feeling well and liking this part of it, that it's okay. There are many facets of what is going on. So and so that's, I think, why it caught me off guard, that I was really feeling that sadness, because I have been doing so well with this part of it. And probably, I think, seeing the picture, just visually seeing it, is really what triggered it too. Because when I talk to my dad on the phone, I don't feel that. I'm just like, hey, it's good to, it's good. But he was smiling. My aunt was smiling, and they are brother and sister, and they are both just very gregarious, very happy people. I tell people a lot that my dad is very often, and I remember growing up, he's either always whistling or singing or laughing or something of that nature. So I do think I come by those traits of my personality very honestly. And so I missed that connection. I realized that the connection was what I was missing, that interaction. And in that moment, not knowing when I'll be able to do that again, that they are so close that it takes, 10, 15 minutes to drive there, if that, depending on traffic lights. But it takes 10 or 15 minutes to get there. And we would do it just nothing planned, just like, call when I lived there. Obviously, it wasn't planned, but call, hey, your aunt's cooking out. She got some meat out. It's hot. Do you guys wanna stop up? And it was just like nothing, right? So that triggered that feeling of sadness. And then on the other side of that, my boyfriend, which you may or may not have heard me talk about earlier, his mother is having some serious, she's better now, but has been having some serious health issues. And he actually still sees her, because the way it works out, she lives with her other son, with Eric's brother, in the same apartment complex that we're in. She's at the far back end, we're up at the front end. And so he has been seeing his brother and his mom, because basically that's just another room of our house, so to speak. I haven't, because they would always come here to see us or visit or chill out for a bit, but I haven't gone back there. And so he has still had that, but it's like sometimes they don't him and his brother, don't see eye to eye, or they just kind of stop talking for a while, and nothing serious, just like for a day or two. And so I kind of also felt that, like, I want to see my family. I really miss that connection. And there they have it, but they don't have it. They don't really take advantage of that. So, and that's not a judgment. That's just what it is. So I wanted to jump on here because I really do think it's important for me as a happiness coach to tell you that, yes, I do experience the sadness. I do have those, I just don't want to work out today moments, even though I do it. And I've had to change that a little bit because of some physical issues, some problems I had with my feet. But so there's just been a lot of changes in that aspect, the way that that things happen, the routine, the comings and goings, I think, is really what I realized that I am missing. I'm glad, I am thankful, I am forever grateful for technology, that I can check in with people every day, that I do have calls, that I do get on classes. But I don't know. I just felt like I did want to tell you. I will send an email out if you're on my email list, so you'll get the replay of this video if you're on that too. But I do want to ask you, if you guys are experiencing things like that, let me know as well, either here or in the group. And and know that there are ways around it, because I did experience that sadness, and I would have called my dad this morning. He gets up, he works very early, like at 4:30 in the morning. So I will actually give him a call after he gets home. He'll get home about 5 o'clock, between 5 and 5:30, excuse me, this afternoon. So I will check in and I'll hear him laugh and all that stuff. And now today that might make me cry. See, I still feel like a little bit like I still want to start crying. So if it does, I'm just going to let it go. But right now it's just like that little feeling on the corner of your eyes. So it's important to feel everything. Don't push the stuff down. Don't push like, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Why am I crying? Why am I sad? If you're sad, you're sad. And it's okay to be sad. Experience that. It's going to be what is the word? A vibration, an actual vibration, because the feelings are not the thoughts and the feelings are not the words. The feeling is actually a vibration that you feel in your body. And to finish up the story a little bit, I did come out of the bathroom. I was crying. And I told Eric, I was like, I just need a hug. And he, to his credit, I have told him before that I can get very, I can get very emotional, like, just like very reactionary, which is stuff that I've been working on. But sometimes I will just cry. Sometimes I cry for happiness. Sometimes, like I said, if something's been very stressful, that's my release. I used to be an EMT when I lived in the Midwest. And so I was very good at handling what I needed to in the moment. And then when we were cleaning out the ambulance after the call, then I would sometimes, if it was stressful, tend to cry. And that was my release. So I think that was part of it yesterday. And seeing the picture of my family having dinner together and knowing that I could not be there and not knowing when I will be there is where that sadness came from. But I came back out and I told Eric I need a hug. And he did just let me cry it out. He did not try to fix it. He didn't say, why are you so upset? He did say, I realize that you are missing your family and that this is hard for you. So there I am, getting a little bit emotional with you guys, but that's okay. It's real, it's life, and that's the way life happens. So I just hope this helps. I hope that on the other end of it as well, it might help that if you see someone or you notice, or someone even just said, I'm having a hard moment. I need to cry, or you see them crying, just let them, hold space for them, and don't necessarily try to fix it. Don't try to, hey, Deanne, I see you. I am okay. I'm still a little emotional, but that's okay too. I have been, laughing and having a good time with Eric, which I always do. We're very good at being silly and having just those fun, silly moments, probably because we've known each other since high school. So we're kind of like those kid at heart type of things. So I do hope this helps, either on the end of letting you know that it's okay to feel sad, even if you're doing well. The important thing is to not stay in that sadness, but to fully experience it, however long it takes. I think people say there is a time limit, not a time limit, but an approximate time frame, 90 seconds or a minute to actually let the vibration of whatever the emotion is. And I will also tell you that after I had let it all go and cried it all out last night, I did end my night before going to bed with being grateful that I can talk to my dad on the phone, that I can, if he happens to learn the app, I can see him on Marco Polo. He is semi-literate with apps on his smartphone. I don't know if the new one, just getting on video will help, but it's I keep coming back to that. It's important to experience all the emotions. And Eric just poked his head in to see how I was doing. I think he came back from swimming and just seeing how I'm doing. Oh no, he's got chlorine in his eyes from the pool. But if you guys know someone, or if you think this will help, I just invite you to tag your friends or tag someone in the comments, share this video on your page, or share it with someone, because the important thing is that we all experience all of the emotions. That none of them are wrong and none of them are bad. It's just important to experience it, acknowledge it, get back to your center, your normal default if you're learning how to make happiness your default state. So if you guys have any questions either later on or watching this on the replay, go ahead and type them in the comments, shoot me a message. I am here to help. It is what I do, being of service and helping you guys through this. And mwah, thank you for watching. Now, are those that have jumped on today? Deanne, I see you jumped on. Tamisha, thank you. And on the replay. So comment, let me know if you have questions. I will definitely do my part to help us all get through this and navigate this stay at home and unprecedented times that we are living in. So lots of love to you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And I will talk to you guys soon. Mwah!